Oh my god, hello. Okay, serious topic before I get into the nitty gritty. Okay, so I just want to say, like, and address just now, I guess, is just how things are always changing, and I've come to find out like this early in my YouTube career is just that each video just gets better and better, and it's kind of like how you're not always going to be the target audience, and like America does do everything the best, and people from other countries just don't want to understand that, and they kind of think like their way is always going to be good, but like new is always better, and like old people are just kind of like kidding themselves if they think, okay, I'll just say this. So if I could erase any word from the dictionary, it would probably just be the word timeless, or even favorite, just because like holding on to your thing is just, you're just kidding yourself when you do that. You're always gonna find something new, something better, and like, old people wonder why kids make fun of them when they're on Facebook and they're like 50, and we're just like, talking about their 70s music and like stuff like that. And they always think they're right, and they're not used to back talk, and they always say like elder abuse, and they're not used to like disrespect, and like you just have to be a tough person, or else you're gonna get your feelings hurt. Kids are mean. Kids are mean to each other in school. Kids are mean to old people. Like, people are just mean people. People are always gonna be little kids at heart. And, yeah. That's all I wanted to say. Because, like, even the word new, N-E-W, or holding on to your favorite word in, like, romance, shakes fuck, is just, like, we say N-U, that's the new. New is just N-U. It's even in Chrono Trigger, so I just want to get that out of the way. So I want to do a quick video. I just don't even care about anything. And then I just want to like hear myself talk when I'm like not trying, and just like listing stuff out, explaining while it's charging. Okay. So the big thing right now is illness mental, and I just wanted to like touch on this. Oh, and like some people is just like touched people, like I don't know, like old people, gay people creep kids out, and then I don't want to say what I really want to say, but people wonder like, oh, why do people get called awkward and get estranged from the group in Survivor, in or on a tree, because they're old people, and they're just touched people. They've been touched. They don't like being touched. Some people are bad touchers. I had this one friend who was such a bad toucher. Like, his dad never touched him or showed him affection. And he, like, grabbed my, like, knee when it was, like, cross-legged. And then I was like, it made me feel weird. Thank God I forgot about it. Alright, so illness mental is just, like, the big thing on Lot Talk Fuck. So, they kind of touched upon this in Alundra, and it's basically like the same thing we all think in America, a developed country, nation, with a lot of development, housing, and a lot of clean tap waters, and concrete streets with lines. Okay, I'll stop. That was too much mean, John. Okay, so mental illness, Alundra mundane illness, mental is just like the story was just about like you're Alundra and you're a hero, and then you have a sword, pickaxe, pick shield. Okay, stop. And then basically the whole lot tone was you're in a small village, and your friend Jesse takes you into his home and kind of like raises Alundra as his boy, but really you're just like a roommate. You know, you just live there, and then you can kind of go around to the different houses and talk to people, but you come to find out that every person has a problem, and it's always something a lot psychological ill, and then they have a lot of bad dreams, like da da da, and then woo woo, and then like it just kind of makes me think of like the mom thing, kind of like being alone at home alone all the time, and you're just taking care of the housekeep by yourself, get a maid, and things start to bother you, like you're chilling at the table, sitting at the table, and you're drinking your cup of coffee, and you hear a click outside, and you're just like, oh, it's just someone breaking a tree branch or something like that. But that sound or noise bothers you, annoys you, gets to you so much. And then that little like boink kind of just starts getting bigger and bigger, and sounds start getting louder and louder in your head, and you start to think like, oh, my life is so boring, it's so mundane, I wish I got a job. It could even happen to American Dad, you know, at the office, kind of like, oh, just little things start to annoy you, and you're just like, why is that happening? Am I getting older? Do I need medication? And then, like, in America, yeah, we have medication, and it's a big pharmacy. It's big money, bucks. And it's just the big thing in America is drugs. We have drugs. We have plenty of drugs. We have bad drugs on the street. We have good drugs. We have pills, medication pills. It's just a good thing, drugs. You know, we have tons of it in the U.S., drugs. And some people who are so simple just don't want to take it. They believe in a different religion, natural, all healing, Chinese medicine, bubble pops, I don't even want to say it, and they just don't want to change and adhere to America, you know, like, we're right about everything, just do it. And then I'll just elaborate on that, sort of like, just living in a small town, like, everything's so quiet in your head. All of a sudden, you hear a noise outside, and it just bothers you, annoys you. Your life is so perfect, you thought it was so perfect, but something just disturbs you. Are you disturbed? Everything starts disturbing you. You don't want to be disturbed. You start going in your room, locking yourself in your room, reading the Bible, thinking Christian medicine words will heal you. Take some drugs, pills, girl. And then, like, yeah. So that's the story of Alundra. It's just like, living in a small village can kind of get to you sometimes, and like, it's trill. Okay, so happier topic. Overstimulated. Okay, the word overstimulated. So my problem growing up was I was so overstimulated by everything. School, music, out my ears. I would go on the computer, download Winamp, have my little like Discman, not Walkman, but Discman. The flat one is cooler, and listen to headphones all night until I fell asleep. Still on in the morning. Music, loud. Computer, internet, internet, computer screen, all this stuff, and like I was consuming so much stimulation that whenever I would play my favorite thing, which was RPGs, JRPGs, I would get that bored, tired feeling, and I'm like, I either stop playing, change the game. I'm like, why don't you want to finish the game that you started? You like pre-planned, you wanted to play, you want to finish it. You started it. Why did you stop and change? Just because of that bored, tired feeling. And then like, like you play something else, you don't like that one, you go back, you play something else thrice, and then you like that one, so you stick with it, but you still have that feeling, you know? And then, yeah, I think it was just overstimulation on my part, and what I did to fix that, you can like do it yourself, is just like living off the grid. Just like turn off the TV, turn off the PlayStation, turn off the computer, get off the internet, listen to the mean little kids who are like, old person, get off the internet. And like, if you're so sensitive to people leaving comments about you, leave the internet for 3 years and then just like sleep it off, shake off your depression. Don't listen to music ever for like 5 years. Just eat. Do the simple survivor food, water, seashells thing, and just live off the grid, and you'll start to feel better. And then once you go back to your stuff, you're just like, I'm enjoying this again. It's so much fun. Okay. So real quick, screen names. Alright, so what this was about was like, okay, so I know everyone wants a well-proportioned screen name. That doesn't mean you fill up all the characters, 16, or like a really short, like AB3 screen name, SN, but you want well-proportioned. It doesn't mean like an even amount of letters for 2 words, like Adam Klein or Amanda Kimmel. It's just it's well proportioned. It looks good to the eye. It makes you feel good because it looks good to you and to everybody else. If you feel that way, if you like it, everyone does too. That's it. Okay, Roman Catholic jokes. Okay, so I was thinking about this randomly, and we used to have so many jokes about being Roman Catholic, and the biggest one was like drinking the holy water was one, and then like the pew, and then like people sitting in chairs. Chairs, the word chairs itself, chair, written out in general. The worst one was piano chairs that rock back and forth and are a little weak and unstable. And like we laugh at just like words, not even American English words, but just words. And the funniest word to me right now is just saying foul odor, like trickling out of a doorway or something. And then like communion. Do you tongue or normal? Meaning, do you stick your tongue out or do you like take it in your palm? I always did the hands because I didn't want people touching me. And I was an altar server, and I noticed one of the priests was like, why did the priest wipe fingers after each communion? I thought that was gross and dirty for a priest in a church. Okay, so, and then I wanted to touch on my survivor routine. And pretty much, like, I watched an episode or a whole season, and I'm, like, sitting in my chaise, and I'm just, like, playing with rubbing alcohol, picking my face, like, cleaning my sebum from my pores, and just, like, I haven't taken a shower yet, you know, and just, like, not showering, living in dirty clothes. Like, I'm still in the clothes I was in yesterday. I wanted to say yesterday, and just like doing the jungle thing, you know. Heidi does it so badly. She has so many pimples right here, and she was talking to David, and she was like scratching everything, and I was like, I love doing that too, Heidi. And then, okay, you talking about English class was so funny. Because we talked about Oedipus Rex, And basically what I got out of that story was like, it was really gross. I even told my mom about it. I was like, oh my god, mom, I went to college class and they said that um, being nearsighted old people having sex is disgusting in like society. So that's like what old people did back in the day, and that's what like they teach kids now. Thanks, San Francisco, boink. And then so we do like the conservative Christian thing, and like we all feel like we're like an empty vessel of Christ. Just like seeing like an empty water glass, and it like makes you throw up because you're such like a clean-minded, simple person. You don't think about sex, you know. And then I feel bad talking about college just because I had so much fun and have so many stories. So I started thinking about high school, and then like the best part of high school at the white part of America was they had so much fun. The best part was the loudspeaker, cause like I felt like such like a dirty little brown minority, and like all these like perfect white princes around me, and then I was like, oh my god, I hope I never get called to the office, because like the white lady over the loudspeaker was such a robot, and she would always say the same thing. She would just be like, like, Peter Pisani, please come to the office. Peter Pisani. Emily Pisani, please come to the office. Emily. And we hated being called, because we would have names like Hinda Azindraza, please come to the office. Hinda Azindraza.